Welcome to Trump Breaking News Network, your daily source for up-to-date news on the political scene of Donald Trump, his presidency, American politics and conspiracies. Please subscribe to receive notice of our daily updates. Also share with your friends and your social media. We encourage you to like our videos and give your comments.
This is TBNN.
Claims that thousands will die if Obamacare mandate goes away is nothing but a Democrat lie, and here's why. Now that we're on the cusp of getting rid of one of the most constitutionally offensive laws, the mandate that all Americans be forced to purchase a product, in this case, health insurance, or be punished, Democrats have gone into full panic mode and have cranked up their propaganda machine. A provision within the Republican tax reform bill that is on pace for passage this week would eliminate Obamacare's individual mandate, which is a great thing for liberty, freedom, and choice. But Democrats, many of whom passed the Obamacare monstrosity that has destroyed the private health insurance market, forcing millions of Americans to pay thousands a year in out-of-pocket health care expenses, are now claiming that scores will die, if the mandate goes away. Health insurance, they claim, is a requirement to sustain life. And by their logic, the more expensive it is, the longer we'll all live. That's like saying the requirement that physicians and other primary care providers must be licensed before they can practice eliminates malpractice, which of course, isn't true. The fact is, getting rid of the individual mandate will be a major economic boon to millions of American households, not a risk to their lives. Indeed, because deductibles and other out-of-pocket expenses have skyrocketed due to Obamacare's minimum coverage requirements, scores of Americans have had to forego medical treatment altogether because they can't afford the upfront expense. So in other words, keeping the mandate is likely more deadly than getting rid of it. The nitwits on the left claim three things that are absolutely false when it comes to health insurance coverage and health. The Daily Signal's Robert Moffat, Senior Fellow for Health Policy Studies at the Heritage Foundation, writes: coverage reduces mortality. The individual mandate expands insurance coverage. The mandate, therefore, reduces mortality, so, conversely, getting rid of it will increase mortality. You know, like forks and spoons cause obesity. Have you ever heard of anything so stupid? The fact is, as Moffat and others with more than a double-digit IQ understand, the one thing that reduces mortality is actual health care, be it traditional, naturopathic or homeopathic. If you can't afford it because you're shelling out an extra car or house payment every month due to high rates caused by government mandates, you don't get care. So you're not as healthy and, thus, more at risk for a negative health outcome. But even more than that, the entire premise of Obamacare was a sham from the get-go. Do you remember being told all of the wonderful things the law would accomplish? Related, Grubergate compilation video goes viral, devious Obamacare lies from MIT economist unraveled in just 2 minutes. Under Obamacare, every American would be covered. That never happened. In fact, according to a New York Times estimate, 29 million Americans remained uninsured during the 2016 tax filing year. 29 million. Obama and Democrats repeatedly told Americans their law would reduce premiums, deductibles, and out-of-pocket expenses. Lie. In fact, Obamacare caused dramatic increases in monthly premiums and deductibles, with many Americans paying more for mandated coverage. Indeed, without substantial changes in the Affordable Care Act, premiums are set to jump another 50% or more in some markets next year. Meanwhile, those jacklegs in Congress exempted themselves and continue to receive taxpayer-subsidized coverage. The "you can keep your doctor" lie revolved around Obama's promise that nothing in the massive Obamacare legislation would cause anyone to have to change primary care providers. Lie. He made the same promise about health care plans: if we liked what we had already, we could keep it. The latter lie was more significant, and even made PolitiFact's Lie of the Year, because Obama and Democrats knew their legislation mandated that insurers provide and consumers buy minimum packages of benefits that required, for instance, men to carry maternity coverage, Fact is, the entire effort to craft and pass Obamacare was built on one big fat lie after another. And now Democrats are lying again in their pathetic attempt to save one of the worst public healthcare policy disasters ever.
This has been the Trump Breaking News Network. Please subscribe and share to stay up to date on the latest news about our president. Be informed.